on May 6th, you're going to get a choice. And if you don't exercise that right, then you are complicit in whatever leader stays. And maybe you're going to get 3 more years of this. And if that's true, if you decide not to vote, or if you decide to vote for someone else, you are responsible for these lockdown measures for 3 more years. You are responsible for the lives lost. You are responsible for the mental health crisis. You are responsible for the unemployment, for the evictions, for everything. Yeah, I mean that seriously. So take 5 minutes, go to votefirst.london and register to vote. And when you get that in the mail, go to your calendar and mark off May 6th, pick a time of the day, could be in the morning at 8, could be in the evening, and go and vote. Go and vote. That's so very important right now. I want to finish and talk about my solution. Because again, I hate people that complain. I only want to talk to people that offer solutions. So I've told you the problems. I've told you the shortcomings. Now I have a solution for you. And that is this. On May 6th, I plan on becoming your next mayor of London. I can only do this with your help. It's going to be a very difficult battle. This current incumbent mayor is stuck in. He's dug in. He's got a party with hundreds of years behind him. He's got infrastructure. He's got millions of pounds in financing. And they know that you're going to vote for the same party your parents voted and for your grandparents. They know that. They're not even trying to get your vote. Have you seen him out there talking to people in the public? No. Have you seen him with detailed policies of how he's going to fix this city? Have you seen him say anything about lockdown except fear-mongering and scaring you? That's all he does, because he knows he has your vote. He knows you're going to vote for him. So why should he try? He's thinking, what am I going to do in 2024? That's what he's thinking now. But if that's not acceptable to you, then you have to be proactive and change it. You have to share this message. Maybe volunteer for us. Register to vote. Tell your friends and family about this. Explain to them why we need a change. And that's what I plan on doing. My very most important policy is this: getting London back to work. That's what I'm going to start doing on May 7th. And it means this. It means we must stimulate, and this is all on my website, by the way, key sectors right here in London, such as arts, the hospitality, and I want to encourage the safe return of office workers. This means in the city where I used to work at our major financial institutions. I want to also implement science-based protocols citywide to safely get people back to London to work, shop, and visit. Even our own domestic tourism from people around the UK could kickstart the London-based economy. Forget about international. Just the UK-based travel could give ourselves a massive boost. And yet, what does our current mayor does? He uses scare tactics to keep people out of our city. It's criminal. As an entrepreneur, I understand the struggles faced by small and medium-sized businesses, which, by the way, make up 98% of the small and medium enterprises. The small businesses do as well. And I understand that. Our current mayor of London never run a business in his life, right? Let's be honest. You know, he's a lawyer, right? He speaks legalese and passes the buck. That's what he does. He doesn't understand it is challenging to be an entrepreneur. He doesn't understand that entrepreneurs need to be supported to create jobs and to create economic activity. So I'm going to prioritize that and make sure that we improve the commercial landscape in every aspect of our city and for the 9 million inhabitants. And again, I want to talk about my key policies. First of all, I'm going to create a 6-month post-lockdown congestion charge holiday. I'm going to remove this massive tax of the congestion charge that keeps people from coming into London and spending. Do I want more cars in London? No, but I realize that in the short term, we've got to kickstart our businesses. So bring in as many people as we can to the city, and let's get these businesses off life support and back in business. That's what I want first. Later, I have intelligent plans to phase out those cars and bring in the green initiatives. Next thing I want to do is create a 6-month post-lockdown business rates holiday by removing business rates across the board for small and medium-sized enterprises in London. That means cut the taxes. You cannot revive a business and pay taxes at the same time. Any basic economics professor will tell you that, and I will tell you that too. Next, I want to stimulate key sectors with expanded financial packages, specifically restaurants, cafes, nightclubs, retail, and the hotel sector. They must be stimulated. Next, I want to encourage the return of office workers to the world's financial capital by working with the top global financial services brands. These are companies I used to work for in the city. I want to meet with the CEOs, and I want to meet face-to-face with them and say, what's it going to take to safely get back 25% of your employees? The healthy ones, the ones that are younger, the ones that we can safely get back in this city. What's it going to take? Let's make it happen now. That's what I mean by innovation. What does our current mayor of London do? Throws his hands up, panic, fear, and death. He has no solutions. Next thing I want to do is I want to implement new science-based protocols for retail establishments to deal with COVID-19 responsibly and stay in business. Let's be honest. The hospitality sector is only responsible for 3% of COVID transmissions. 3%. Why? Because they know how to keep things clean and safe. It's their business. They deal with food for a living. They have followed all the protocols. Let's get them back to business. Very, very important. Next, I want to safely open up our theaters, our museums, our concert arenas, and our stadiums. That's how we get people back in London and back to work. We can do it safely. I know we can, but we just need leadership. Next, I want to promote outdoor seating and the use of street parking spaces for all retail and hospitality businesses in London, free of charge. From the local councils for 6 months, I went out to one of these businesses called Caffeine out in Fitzrovia months ago, and I met with Peter Dorr-Smith, the founder of that coffee shop chain. And I spoke to him and he said, Brian, look at these seats out on the street. And he had set up 12 seats in the street. He said, the council is trying to charge me something like £1,000 for each one of these. He said, this is ridiculous. I can't make money. I'm barely trying to stay in business and employ 25 people. Peter, I would give you those spaces for free, and I would give all of the retail and hospitality businesses those spaces to promote the economy. It sounds like a small thing. It's a massive thing, and it shows the government supports businesses. And finally, I'm going to state the obvious, but again, these days, the obvious seems to be innovative. I'm going to get our children back to school safely. This is going to promote all of the businesses around the schools. This is going to allow parents to get back to work. This is going to allow teachers to get back to work. It's ridiculous and unacceptable what we are doing right now by not having our children in schools. We all know it. Let's get our children back to school. And so those are my plans. I want to prioritize commerce and trade. I want to reinvigorate this city and make it a world-class place to live and to visit and to work. We know that when you strengthen the economy, all things are strengthened, including revenues that pay for the TFL, including mental health because people have something to do, including people's savings, they go up. Everything strengthens when you strengthen the economy. And I want to work with experts from the scientific and the business communities, and I am confident that we can accomplish this mission to get London back to work. But it doesn't stop there. I have 11 other detailed policies that you can watch with videos, right? All on my website, brianformayor.london. No other candidate for mayor has even outlined their policies. Why? Well, there's only one that matters, and he already assumes he has your vote. Why should he bother working? He's making plans for 2024. I have detailed policies, and I'm working with key members of this community, high-level members, on how we can implement those policies. And I'll be honest with you, I've been shocked by the number of high-level people that contact me and say, Brian, I want to help. I want to help. These are leaders in the industry that say, I just want to help because I've never heard a politician that wants to implement the best idea and wants to do the best for London. And I can see in you, Brian, that you care about the people and you want to help.